Blackboard's March release, 3900.112, is now live. This month's new features include pop-out rubrics, which can help facilitate grading and also makes printing much easier. New student submission review page for tests, which will make it easier for students to see feedback for all questions in one place. Usability improvements for discussions. Due dates are now included in the release conditions panel, and the ability to copy course banners as a granular copy will now be available. Perhaps the most significant release this month is the pop-out rubrics, which allow instructors to pop the rubric out into a separate window to help facilitate grading. To do so, go to your assignment and open a student submission. You will see the rubric over here in the right-hand column. To pop the rubric out into a separate window, you will just need to click this little dashed square with an arrow pointing outward, and the rubric will now appear in a separate window. While this rubric is in a pop-out window, you will not be able to make edits to the rubric that is in the main window. This pop-out rubric also makes printing of blank and completed rubrics easier. To do so, you can right-click, select Print, change the landscape, and now you can print your rubric. Changes made in the pop-out rubric will be reflected on the main page after clicking Save. Another improvement this month is the release of a new student submission review page for tests. This will be similar to the submission review page for assignments that was released in September of 2024. The new page ensures that all feedback is clearly laid out and visible to students in one space. I'm in Student Preview here, and if I click on the test, I can now click View Submission down here in the bottom right, and I now have access to feedback for individual questions and can also see submission information all from one page. Students can also access this information from the gradebook. To do so, they would click on Gradebook, find the item, and click the purple dialog box out to the right. And again, they will be able to see all individual feedback for questions, as well as the overall feedback, grade, and information on the submitted date and time. The March release also includes a few usability improvements for discussions for both students and instructors. The discussion posts will now have a grade background to improve visibility, and longer posts will now be fully visible without the need to scroll. Additionally, instructors can edit the discussion topic directly from the discussion by clicking the pencil here in the upper right-hand corner. And participation metrics have now been changed to show total posts and total replies. These can also be viewed for each individual participating in the discussion. This replaces the total response counter and will make locating this information easier for instructors. A small but helpful improvement this month is the ability to see the due date and time when setting release conditions. When you select the date and time release condition and choose either access from or access until, it will now give you the due date and time and let you know that the date needs to be set either before or after that time. Prior to this release, this information was not available, and if you were unable to remember the due date and time, you'd have to leave this screen, go back and find it, and then return here to make changes. With this release, it will now be visible when selecting date and time, release conditions. And lastly, this month's release allows instructors to copy a course banner as a granular copy from one course to another. To do so, click a plus sign and select Copy Content. Locate the course and click the arrow out to the right. From here, find the Settings folder and again click the arrow out to the right. Then check Banner and click Start Copy. The banner has now been copied from the old course to the new course. To learn more about Blackboard's newly released features, you can visit CITL's Blackboard update page. And if you have an idea for a possible Blackboard improvement, you can submit the idea to Blackboard's Idea Exchange or contact us here at CITL. We can be reached by email at CITL, that's CITL, @niu.edu, or from our webpage at niu.edu/CITL.